Good morning to all. I am working as an assistant professor of artificial intelligence and data science department in SNS College of Engineering. Now, I am going to tell a case study for a subject called professional ethics. It is an accident that happened in 1912 and I will tell Titanic story. Professional ethics can generally be defined as established set of principles that govern how a professional relates with clients, fellow professionals, and the public at large. Most professionals, specialty field today have their own rules of professional conduct, which is monitored by the membership leaders. The RMS Titanic, dubbed the ship was Dreams, embarked on its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York on April 10, 1912. At the time, it was the largest and most luxurious ocean liner ever built, boasting unparalleled opulence and a reputation for safety. Commanded by Captain Edward Smith, the Titanic was deemed unsinkable, a claim that would soon prove tragically misguided. The Titanic was marvel of early 20th century, designed with advanced safety features and amenities that cater to the wealthiest passenger. It has lavish interior, including a grand staircase, a swimming pool, and exquisite dining rooms. The ship was divided into several classes, first, second, and third, with the wealthy and elite in first class enjoying the pinnacle of luxury. On the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic was cruising through the icy water of the North Atlantic. At approximately 11:40 p.m., the ship struck an iceberg. The impact was significant but not immediately catastrophic. The iceberg had breached several compartments in the ship hull, but due to the Titanic design, the bulkhead were intended to contain water and prevent sinking. However, the damage was extensive and the ship was designed could not withstand the volume of flooding. As the Titanic crew and passenger began to realize the severity of the situation, chaos ensued. Lifeboats were launched, but there were not enough to accommodate all passengers. The lifeboat policy was based on the number of lifeboats required by regulations, which were outdated and insufficient for the Titanic capacity. Many of the lifeboats were launched off filled due to the confusion and the reluctance of some passengers to leave the ship. In the face mounting panic, the crew tried to maintain order. Captain Smith realized the gravity of the situation have gave the order to abandon ship. The orchestra on board continued to play claiming music in an effort to soothe this frightened passenger. As the Titanic bow began a sing, the ship Stain rose dramatically into the air before breaking apart and sinking completely at around 2:20 a.m. on April 15, 1912. Among the casualty were many prominent figures of the time, including John Jacob Astor IV and Benjamin Guggenheim. The distress signal has been sent out, and nearby ships such as the RMS Carpathia responded that the Carpathia arrived at the scene several hours later, rescuing around 705 server for the ice water. The aftermath of the disaster led to widespread public outrage and a revaluation of maritime safety regulations. The International Ice Patrol was established to monitor iceberg danger in the North Atlantic, and lifeboat requirements were revised to ensure that all passengers could be accommodated. This story of the Titanic has endured as a poignant reminder of the human fallibility and the limits of technology. It remains one of the most well-known maritime disasters, symbolizing both the grandeur of human ambition and the humanity of constraint. Here are some important points about the Titanic story. Launch date: the RMS Titanic was launched on May 31st, 1911 from the Hardland and Wolf ship shipyard in Belfast, Ireland. Size and designers: at the time of its launch, the Titanic was the largest and most luxurious ship ever built, measuring about 882 feet long and 92 feet wide. Maiden voyage: the Titanic set sail on its maiden voyage for Southampton to New York City on April 10, 1912. Captain: the ship was commanded by Captain Edward Smith, who was an experienced and respected captain in the White Star Line. Passengers and crew: there were approximately 2,224 passengers and crew on board, including some of the wealthiest people of the era. Lifeboats: the Titanic was equipped with 20 lifeboats, which was not enough to accommodate all passengers and crew on board, as the ship could carry up to 1,178 people to in lifeboats. Iceberg collision: on the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic struck an iceberg at approximately 11:40 p.m. ship time. Sinking time: as the ship sank in the early hours of April 15, 1912 at approximately 2:20 a.m. Casualties: of the 2,224 people on board, over 1,500 lost their lives, making it one of the deadliest maritime disaster in history. Survivors: there was around 710 survivors who were rescued by the RMS Carpathia about 4 hours after the Titanic sank. Social class: is the Titanic was known for its class divisions, with first class passenger receiving for better accommodation and service compared to second and third class passenger. Radio communication: the ship wireless operator Jack Phillips and Harold Bright sent out distress signals that were picked up by nearby ships. Inquiry: two major inquiries were conducted into the shipping, one by the British Board of Trade and one by the US Senate. Iceberg warnings: the Titanic received multiple iceberg warnings from other ships, but they were not acted upon with sufficient urgency. Design flaws: investigation revealed design flaws including insufficient lifeboats and inadequate safety procedure, which contributed to the high death toll. Famous passengers: notable passengers included John Jacob Astor, for Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidore Stratus, all of us whom perished in the disaster. Women and children's first. The evaluation procedures prioritized women and children, but many men also managed to survive, particularly from first class. Discovery of wreck: the wreck of the Titanic was discovered on September 1, 1985, by oceanographer Robert Ballard, lying about 12,500 feet below the surface of the North Atlantic. This is a case study of professional ethics. Thank you.